What would it mean in reality for a school that is teaching 6-year-olds in this case, for a school to affirm the gender that the child wishes to be known by? What does that actually mean in reality? Doesn't mean a great deal, does it?
Well, it does actually, because it's a lie. It's not the truth, is it? I mean, it's not the truth. Biologically, we have male and we have female. I mean, this is a part of the culture war, isn't it? That there is no gender anymore, but it's simply not true. And the issue we've got to remember is we're talking about little boys and girls, 4 to 6, 10, that kind of age. Children can't work those sort of things out. And this ideology that's being pushed, it's immoral.
Okay, so at what stage, Nigel, would you then say, at what age would you then say it is appropriate to start, rather than telling children, no, you're a boy or no, you're a girl, despite what you say, at what stage is it appropriate to then have a discussion with them to say, okay, why is it that you want to express yourself more as a girl or as a boy?
Well, you could probably do that at an early age. If a child came up at the age of 4 or 6, said, "Oh, I think I'm a girl," you'd have a discussion with that.
But that's what's happening at the school.
No. That's in a corporate environment. You don't do that in an environment where they're, in a school. You do that. You do that within family, or you do that in the medical field.
Why can't that be done at school?
You don't do that in a public sphere.
But why can't that be done at school? School is school is an incredibly important place for young children. Why couldn't that be handled at school as well?
I think because it affects all the children. I think what we're saying is that child who generally has a confusion about their gender needs the care and attention that's due them. But by thrusting it into the school environment, just accepting it without actually really knowing the root cause and the problems, and often they have comorbidities, that's not the loving thing to do to that child. If you're just kind of accepting it and they're just going along with it, and then it ends up that they change their mind, then you're putting them in a very difficult situation, and that's not the safe or kind thing to do.
You don't have a particular problem if a child is helped in their understanding of what their biological sex may be. But your issue, sorry to interrupt, but the issue seems to be that there's a broad determination by, in this case, this school through the letter to say that if you are actually saying that you are a boy or a girl, you are actually what you say you are.
That's right. And all the evidence, and we can see it in front of us now, up and down in schools where this has been embedded into primary schools, where there's been an actual promotion of this ideology, that there's been a massive escalate, 3,000% in a decade, of referrals to the gender clinic, and children up and down the country just really confused about who they are and their identity. And we think this is being pushed. And all the evidence shows that actually and also we've found out that when you affirm a child in their gender, it takes them naturally onto a pathway which leads to medication, the medical route.
But you accept, do you, that there are people who are trans? There are people who say, believe, and in their view can show that they are and have been born in the wrong body.
We say that as an adult, if you would like to identify in the opposite gender and you know the consequences of trying to transition, then that's free will. But we would say that for children, they can't understand the ramifications. They can't make a decision about.
But no one is suggesting that children undergo surgery or have hormone therapy at this age. There is a later stage at which that can happen. No one is suggesting that a 6-year-old, once they decide that they're a boy or a girl, has surgery to do that.
Yeah, but this is the problem, that when you affirm them, and then often they go down the puberty blocker route, and there's
which they do to children.
But that's up to them, right? I mean, that's up to them and their parents and their doctors about what's right for them.
Yes, but what's the evidence? That's the whole point. We produced a 500-page document to the court, with expert evidence. Paul McHugh's been doing this and other experts over 30 years, saying this is very, very dangerous, and it destroys lives. It destroys lives. I mean, because don't forget the ramifications of that is that if they do make a mistake, they become infertile. I mean, Kira Bell is a classic example of what happened. She went down that road. And now, she can't have children. It's amazing. And this is not the only one. This is going on elsewhere. We have to protect children. Once you become an adult, you can make a decision on any way you want to live your life. But surely as a society, a civilized society, we are there to protect children, and the evidence is overwhelming. The problem is that the evidence isn't really being looked at. Firstly, by the government, and to be honest with you, most parents and staff are actually ignorant of the evidence. Nobody looks into it. They're just told this ideology that we must embrace it, and the tragedy of it is that the Church of England has also embraced it.
Okay.